Guys, stop there a minute. Hey! Hey! Stop! Stop now! Stop!
Got two people, New Square, West Brom, they've got a knife. Two people got a knife. 280 pounds got a knife. One person's been hit. One person's been hit with a knife. Get back! Get back now! Get back! Get back now!
Two brothers have been jailed after attacking two police officers in West Bromwich town centre while they was in possession of a bag full of knives and weapons. PC Leon and PC James Willits were attacked in West Brom city centre on the morning of the 21st of July last year. One of the officers said in court that they was extremely scared, and when they was on the floor they had already been cut and they honestly thought they was going to die. PC Leon Mito recounts the day the two brothers launched a terrifying knife attack on him and his colleague after the pair have been found guilty at Wolverhampton Crown Court on the 13th of March. The police officers were on patrol in the Queen Square shopping centre to reassure the public following violence in the town centre. They had extra powers, Section 60 stop and search. The two brothers, Parminder and Maninder Hunjan, were first spotted outside Boots, and they were carrying big backpacks and wearing thick coats and gloves, and it was a heatwave in mid-July. The officers stopped the pair under the Section 60 order, and the brothers were joined by a woman who was inside Boots, and the trio made their way towards New Square via an escalator. PC Leon sped up and got to a slow jog and caught up with them and requested that they stop. They didn't slow down, and James spotted Leon flagging the trio, so they began approaching them, and then it quickly escalated. One of the men started to scream and brandished a knife and swung it around erratically. The other brother, Parminder, then dropped his backpack on the floor and began rummaging through it and pulled out a long black object that officers later confirmed was a knife. Leon immediately leapt into action and used his pava spray to try to disarm one of the brothers. Bodycam footage shows the altercation that occurred, and the brothers started to lunge towards the police officers with the weapons and tried to attack them. One of the officers was slashed with a knife, and a witness saw Parminder stab James in the head at least 3 times. Despite the heavy bleeding and the wounds the officers received, they carried on trying to detain the brothers and prevent any members of the public from getting hurt. Leon suffered a slash wound to the forehead and also his head, as well as cuts and scratches. Security guards at the shopping centre and other officers nearby ran to help the officers that needed assistance. The brothers were found in possession of identical rucksacks, and they both contained a significant amount of weapons, and there was a machete, an imitation gun, balaclavas and a large quantity of money. They were investigated for terrorism, but they found no evidence to suggest that this was the case. They were found guilty of possession of an imitation firearm and also wounding with intent at Wolverhampton Crown Court, and then previously pled guilty to possession of offensive weapons. Chief Superintendent Ian Green from Sandwell Police said that the two officers were very brave in trying to contain the situation and stop anybody else from getting hurt, and they are very happy that these two men have been taken off the street. So I thought this is a really interesting story coming from West Brom, and I really want to hear what people have to say. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and I'll be back again very shortly with some more news. Peace.
And then someone come over and shouted up your head, and I put my hand on the back, and that's when I just look and it's just full of blood. I think we both just feel lucky that we've sort of come out of it fairly unscathed compared to what could have happened. I'm just glad obviously that we stopped them and not somebody else like the security, because the New Square security are really good and they're lovely, so you wouldn't want any of them to get hurt.
It's just reinforced that anyone can have anything on them at any time, and it's just obviously for me to just be aware of my surroundings, my senses, and obviously keep my eyes and ears open. Police point of view, we do not know what anyone's got on them. and that incident last year just proved what can happen. I think it was a really good team effort on the day. Obviously not just the 4 officers, there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes that the public aren't aware of. Shows everyone that we're all on the same team, we're all doing all that we can to protect the public and help each other. See, I never even thought for a second about quitting the job. It's something I love. I get to work with some brilliant people and work for a brilliant organisation who've really supported me through the process.
It's just your worst nightmare because as a commander you hear your officers getting stabbed. I raced back to the station to find out that they were both, thankfully, whilst injured, not seriously injured. I've then watched the CCTV and just say how proud I am about how brave they've been. They have saved people's lives on that day, and they need to know that. They've run towards danger, they've dealt with people with multiple weapons, and I just couldn't be prouder. We still to this day don't know why this attack has occurred, why someone would go out with such weapons on them. We may never know the answer to that. What I do know is my officers have saved lives. That's the thing that I'm most proud of.